Good evening, everybody. This is the Crane Dossiers, which is a brand new game, Cyberpunk. It's basically Cyberpunk Noir. So imagine, if you would, trench coats, fedoras, cybernetic eyes, smart guns, and hacking, and femme fatales, of course, because no game is complete without femme fatales. We've kind of gotten about three-quarters of the way through character creation. So the characters are done, but we have some nuances that we need to figure out, and that's what we're going to get into right now. Now, gentlemen, on the what do you call it page, on the Facebook page, I actually posted a document today, which had essentially the sort of the stash at the office.
Aha.
Okay. And the stash at the office was basically all of the equipment it's kind of your pool of equipment. Um, my thought process was, it is a lot of there is more equipment here than you guys could have purchased on your own, if that makes sense. So what I've done is I basically put it here. There are a number of separate things, but what I was thinking we would do is we'd actually spend a little bit of time kind of going through what you guys have, separating it, and then you can actually write it down in your character sheets for who wants what. And then after you've divvied it all out, then we'll basically say it's now your equipment. Is that cool?
Okay. That works for me. I'm
Okay.
assuming the stuff that there is three of, we just take one each.
I think that's probably that's kind of how I thought it would work out. From there, yeah, then we'll separate the other stuff.
I want two.
That's nice.
So Michael will get two ballistic vests, and one of us will just go without.
I'm totally down to go with that.
I like
The
the
flip
back.
side is Michael goes through every door first.
Okay. So there are three Ares P22 auto pistols. These are basically a military surplus gun. They are a very basic auto pistol. The stats that you see there are obviously damage. The A
Wait.
stands for ammo. Now, in the game, I use the streamlined ammo rule. What the streamlined ammo rule means is we don't count bullets, we count exchanges of gunfire. Okay? So the assumption here is that when you're on the street in 6 seconds and you're exchanging bullets, you're not firing once or twice. You might fire 3 times this time, twice the next time, etc. So rather than counting all those individually, what we do is we just count exchanges of gunfire. Okay? So essentially A3 means that the clip has 3 exchanges of gunfire. Okay? AP is obviously armor piercing, so 1, and then the range and the range modifier. So this has a range of 5 and a rate of fire of 1. So your basic gun at range is accurate to about 10 meters if you're not aiming or if you haven't braced yourself. So if you're dropped into firing position and you're ready to fire, you double the range. But if you're just sort of snap shooting, that's the range modifier. That's the basic range. Cool?
Cool. Yep.
There are also 2 other guns in the list. There is a Yasha Stinger 3 machine pistol. This is basically a Chinese knockoff machine pistol. Imagine, if you would, like a TMP machine pistol or something along that line. High rate of fire. In fact, you can empty the magazine in pretty much 2 pulls of the trigger. It doesn't do much damage, but it does cast a lot of lead downrange.
Make all of that stuff bullets.
Yes, and then Kruger 490 shotgun. This is your basic lever action shotgun, which is, something that is useful in close quarters. Let's put it that way.
Make that away.
Yeah. There's also a baton. So this is like an extendable baton, so it's collapsible, and a monoblade. The monoblade is a particularly vicious weapon. It has armor piercing of 2. It basically cuts through armor. And it's sort of got like a polymer blade. There are also 3 ballistics vests. So these ballistic vests, they give you armor plus 2, so they're going to add 2 to your toughness. But they also have a ballistic rating of 1. So what the ballistic rating of 1 means is the first wound that you take from any particular gunshot is automatically converted to fatigue damage. Okay?
That's
So
good.
yeah, so it doesn't penetrate the vest. It instead gives you like this massive bruise, right? Which I think most people would say that's probably better, right?
I'm all on massive bruise over bullet hole.
There's also a single Ono Sendai Access 26 cyber deck. This is your basic net running cyber deck. There are cheaper ones, but not much. Okay. Um, there are 3 hailers. Hailers in this world are basically cell phones, but they come with extra tools as well. Imagine in this world, cell service does not necessarily work throughout the world. So this device is actually half radio, half cell phone. It's got a microcomputer in it, so it can do a lot of extra little toy things. Um, but it also functions even when it's not on the network. Like it'll present its own personal network, and you can actually communicate with each other without going through the net. Electric torches, these are like your flashlight, but they can also be converted into like a fluorescent stick or whatever for working. Your basic multi-tool, think Leatherman. The bypass kit. The bypass kit is for any type of electronic lock breaking or security lock breaking. Okay. Your mechanical lockpick is for any kind of mechanical lockpick. Yes.
Oh, I was just saying I would like the bypass kit unless anyone else has use for it.
No, just here.
Okay.
What file are we looking at?
Oh, seriously, dude? There is, this is the file, I posted this on Facebook.
Okay, what's it called?
It's called
Crane Dossier
Crane
1.1.
Dossiers 1.1.
Okay.
You need to work on your timing, guys. You didn't quite have the stereo down.
I blame network latency.
Okay, and next game. Okay. We'll wait until he has it up and running. So last page, Michael.
Got it.
Okay. A trauma kit. This is your basic. If anybody has, does anybody actually have healing as a skill?
I have
So is that a yes? Anybody got healing?
Now you said taunt didn't exist, so if taunt doesn't exist, I'll take healing instead of taunt.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Somebody keep us from bleeding out.
Yeah.
Okay. There's also a SourceWire electronics kit, and this is used basically for to repair anything electronic. Inside of the office, inside of Crane's office, there are 2 devices which are non-movable. The Olivetti Kodashi data term. So this is a data term is basically a hardline device connected to the Nexus, okay, which allows you to do basic research, all that kind of good stuff. And finally, a workbench, which allows you to actually fix, repair things, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Now, I generated some basic cybernetic augments. However, they're not written in stone. So if you don't like what I gave you, we can modify that. Michael, because you have hacking, I gave you a neural activity controller, which allows you to plug into a cyber deck. It also allows you to plug into vehicles if you have driving. But if that's not good for you, we can think of something else. Okay? Everybody also gets a TAP, which is your tendril access processor. Nathaniel Hadley, I gave you a chem injector, a dual steer at chem injector.
Sweet.
Yeah, so is that okay with you?
That's rad. If that's what I think it is.
Yeah, it is.
Is that drugs?
And then finally, yes,
Yeah.
combat drugs.
Say no to drugs.
If the drugs are talking to you, it's probably too late.
Yeah. Say no to drugs or say yes a lot to drugs. That's kind of your choice in Cyberpunk.
Around there, yeah.
And then for Ellis Cook, I gave you a cybernetic eye replacement,
Yep.
which has light intensification and image enhancement, plus a minor video recorder cell. Now, it sounds like Cam's okay with the basic cyberware he got. Michael, are you okay with what you got, or would you rather have something else?
Sure, I have no idea. But yes, that's fine.
Okay. Andrew?
I'm quite happy with it, actually.
Okay, excellent. So if now are you guys logged on to Roll20 as well?
Just did.
Not as of yet, but I can be.
Okay, so let's go to Roll20 and get that up and running.
That's concerning.
What's concerning?
Just the saved password ad didn't work.
All right.
There we go. Different account. Crane Dossiers.
So under who here has used Roll20 before? Okay. Fair enough. On the top right-hand side. Oh, okay, great. So on the top right-hand side, there is the journal, and you should see underneath the journal your character.
Yes, it's the second tab over.
Yes, it looks like a newspaper, I guess. Did you get that, Michael?
Yes.
Okay. So if you open your character and go to abilities and attributes, you'll notice that under abilities, you should have a variety of, there should be a bunch of macros.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so those macros are the S macro means that you are basically that's your skill roll. So if you have like if you have a D4 in a skill and you roll the S4 or the the SD4, that means that you will roll a skill D4. Correct. Okay. And if you want, you can actually click on the show in macro bar and it will actually appear on the bottom of your screen so you don't have to come in here every time. Okay, I can't do that for you on your client, but I did create these abilities for you.
Okay, so it's skill and damage?
Yeah, so skill and damage, correct.
Okay.
So any questions about that at all?
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool.
Maybe later.
Okay. Oh, well, now's the time to ask about the rolling. So if you have questions about the rolling, let's get it out of the way right now.
How does it handle exploding dice?
With the exclamation point. So the dice will explode if you roll them.
Oh, cool. So if I do...
Yeah. So you're, Cameron, on your roll there, you
Yeah.
rolled an 8, it exploded with a 3, so 211.
Sweet.
Okay.
Wait, it didn't add... If it rolled two... Oh, right, because it's the higher number. It's not adding them. That makes
Correct.
sense.
Cool.
Sweet. I gotta turn on Roll20 to actually roll some 3D dice for me. So that looks cool.
Okay, so... Oh, boy. Okay, so the other thing that I did as well was I took the liberty of tracking down some pictures for your contacts. So first off, let's this is Crane. Okay. Do you guys can you guys see that? We're testing functionality here.
Yeah.
So everybody can see that?
That's Alex.
So that's the guy you guys all know. Okay. Now, when I close that on my screen, it does not close it on your screen. You have to do that manually, unfortunately. Okay. Now, so Robert, you have or Shepaurd, you have two. Now, you only gave me one name, so I added Robert to the front of it. So if you want a different name, let me know what that is.
I like it. It's good enough.
Okay. So this is Bruce Harkness. Okay, and this is Omar. Okay.
Did you draw these yourself?
No.
They are
There's so much stuff.
Alpha.
Yeah, and then for Nathaniel, you have Simon Barbosa, who is this fella right here. Okay. And you also have Eve Markham, who is this guy.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's Charlie. That's
Oh, that doesn't inspire confidence.
that's
Is that from that movie
Always
with
Sunny.
big robots?
yes.
Yep.
Also, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes. Okay. So now, lastly, I don't know what your character looks like, Andrew. So I hesitated to produce a picture for your son
Okay.
because, like, I thought, if your character ends up being black, for example, and your son is, lily white, that would be awkward.
The doctor.
Sorry, Ohio. Oh, yeah, that's weird. No, I'll
But
get you a
this
picture.
is sanguine.
Of course.
Around.
Okay. Well, she's a hostess at the Victoria Station, right?
She's a hostess with the mostest.
Yes. Okay. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to sort out the tendril access processor for each of you. Okay. So the tendril access processor is, again, that little device that's actually in the back of your, well, it's in your back actually, but it's sort of located at the base of your spine, but allows you basically to see augmented reality. Okay. Each of you has a sprite or geist. They're kind of the same thing. And what occurs is it has a certain amount of skills to begin with. Now, there are the latest character sheets for Interface Zero, which were just released this week, up on the Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually have a slot to fill these things out. Okay?
Why does the tap and the sprite have different name slots?
Okay, so the tap actually has its own statistics. Whether or not it is what its firewall is, what its effectiveness is. The sprite actually has its own personality. So they actually do different things. The sprite doesn't actually have any statistics. It just has skills, right? So that's why they have different stats.
It's got attributes.
It does.
It's got.
Oh, yes.
attributes.
Yeah, my apologies. Yes, it does. At higher levels, your tap can actually become a true artificial
I mean
intelligence.
spray.
Or your sprite, yeah. Geist sprite, same thing. They can actually become
Should I
an
cross
artificial
out
intelligence.
sprite and type in Geist?
If you like, yep. I will refer to it interactively back and forth.
Yeah.
The difference between a sprite and a geist is as follows. The geist is independent, truly independent. A sprite is sort of an advanced version of a sprite. So you have a sprite, you will begin with a sprite. However, if it gets experience or if you upgrade it, they can actually become truly independent of the character.
And then they create the Terminators and come back and kill us.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm comfortable with the idea that the voice in my head is actually going to be real at some point.
Just like we grew it up.
You'll get to like it eventually.
That's just because it can interfere with your neural processing.
It's like, okay, you ready? All right. Yeah, so with that in mind, what we're going to do now is we're going to go through and we're going to give your sprite two things. We're going to give it a name, and then we're going to give it the skills that it's going to have to begin the game. Okay? So, at the beginning of the game, I have to actually take notes on this. Can you hold on for 1 second? I forgot my notebook. I'll be right back. All this technology set up, and I forgot the most basic thing, which is my game book. Be right back.
So I'm assuming we all are going to take one of these Aris 2 T22.
Yeah, so anything that there's three of, we can just grab one each. Does anyone have any particular attachment to the melee weapons?
My fight is a D4, so I don't think I'm good at melee. Is that
My fight's D6, so I'm halfway competent. That said, if nobody's gonna claim it, I'll take the baton.
All right, I'll grab the monoblade if that's cool.
My guy's a lover, not a fighter.
Well, we'll change that.
That's how?
Good talk, good talk.
Who's like the guy who's gonna be like the killing guy in our group?
I think all of us.
Do we all have a shooter like D6?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Right. There were two other people that I need to introduce you guys to. My apologies. We talked at length about you guys having a driver, and I took your information, but I gotta tell you, I kind of have a story idea that I'm gonna run with. So I'll show you who I came up with. If you really dislike it, we can think about it. But this is Jacoby Linklater, who is actually, they call him Link, or the missing link.
I get it.
Yeah, he is the guy who drives for you.
All right.
Is that okay?
No, I'm cool with it.
Okay, and then secondly, there's a second guy that you guys all know, and it's this guy right here, who is Otto Kinski, who creates drones known as automatics.
It's still funny.
You know, he didn't have a punchable face before. That pun really sends it over the line.
Tweet, bad pun, red card.
So automatic or Otto is a guy who is responsible for a lot of the stuff in the bazaar, like a lot of the custom tech in the bazaar. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, you guys were sorting out your equipment. My apologies.
Yeah.
Please continue.
I don't have any hacking, so Cyberdeck's probably not my jam. I will take the bypass kit though, because I have reasonable electronics.
I have D6 hacking and D4 electronics.
I've got yeah.
I have a D4 thievery.
Yeah, I've got a D4 thievery as well. Other than that, like I'll take one of each of the common equipment pool that we have shared. But other than that, maybe the baton, because I've got a half decent fight, and that kind of gets me sorted.
Right on. I'll take the trauma kit because I have a D4 in healing now.
Yay!
This will be relevant.
Hey, D4 is so much better than unskilled.
Yeah, so the one thing you should know, Link has two skills: driving and healing.
That's good.
He's a former trauma tech.
Oh, good. That's good. That's good.
But he never leaves the car.
Never.
Okay.
That just raises questions, and I don't think I want the answers.
Yeah. This might hurt. All right.
Get him into the car, but his leg is broken. I don't care. Just get him into the car.
I can fix him in the car.
Yeah. Okay. So let's now do your sprites. Okay. So what I'm going to need from each of you is a name, and then we're going to do the skills. The other thing as well is your sprites will develop personalities over time unless you reset them. Okay. And they develop personalities according to, it's heuristic according to how you treat them. Okay. So at the beginning of the game, we can, yeah. Oh, Andrew. So at the beginning of the game, we can assume that your sprites have a personality that you think that they might have, okay? But over time, it will develop, okay? Or if you say, I constantly reset mine, then it basically has no, oh, how can I help you today, sir? Okay? So, but you do call it by name, and so I know that when you're saying, I call, whoever
Yeah.
to do this, I know what the heck you're talking about. So, Cam, what's your sprite's name?
Arcturus.
Of course it is. Okay. And what's your sprite's personality?
Really argumentative.
Oh, right on.
So you're going to have to roleplay our sprites?
Sort of. Like their personalities are not complete, right? It's not like they don't hold grudges or stuff like that. They don't really have long histories. But what they will do is, like, for someone who is argumentative, they might do something like, can you look up data on this crime boss? Okay, that's going to lead to bad things, right? Now, he won't resist doing it,
But
he
he'll
might.
complain and jibe you for it the entire time. It's like, here's your stupid data.
Andrew.
I'm gonna say Bob because I want something simple and fast. So it's like if I am like Bob and Ada, I'm not like, oh, Arcturus. That's too many syllables. I need to get I won't.
Okay, how do you spell that?
In the traditional manner?
B.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say Bob?
Bob.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you said Fod.
No.
Fod.
No,
Okay.
Bob. Like I said, I want something like a grunt out with a gunshot wound in me. Like, Bob, exit.
Okay, so what's Bob's personality?
Not too far from the default. The one thing I've tried to do is just be extraordinarily chill because I find when they're too upbeat, it's grating, and when they're too argumentative, it's grating. It's just like, it's like, Bob, I need this. Okay, we'll get that for you.
Okay. So not Big Lebowski cool, but
No, not to that level, but like.
Because I was tempted to write in the dude here, but
Bob, I need this. That's nice for you.
Have you considered that not wanting things might make you happier? Not the time, Bob.
All right, Mike.
I'm similar. I don't want to make it too complicated at the beginning, but I have a sort of a case of nostalgia for the old days. So I will call my sprite Alexa.
Okay. And tell me about Alexa's personality.
Alexa is a female, just pretty. Right now, she's pretty, the same as regular Alexa, but over time becomes a little bit less forgiving or more bossy and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Gunshot.
Just like Amazon.
Did you mean pun shot? No. Okay. So now we talk about skills. Each of your sprites will have 3 points of skills to begin. Those 3 points can be spent in the following skills: notice, persuade, hacking, research, and science. Now, you cannot, with the type 1 sprite that you cannot have better than a D6 in any skill. So obviously 1 point will buy a D4, 2 points will buy a D6, but that's as high as they can go at the beginning. They are not considered wild cards. So as you upgrade them, they can become wild cards, but what they will do is they will only roll a single dice. So we'll do this in reverse order. Mike, what skills do you think your sprite would have?
If I give my sprite hacking, does it help my hacking?
It can, yes. What'll happen is you'll roll it first. If it gets bonuses, like for example, if you have a hacking of D6, if it has a hacking of D6 and it rolls a 4 or better, you will get a +1 to your skill. If it rolls an 8 or better, you'll get a +2. So basically, it's running sort of the subroutines for you while you are doing it. However, bear in mind that if you ask it for help and it botches, you will also suffer those consequences.
what level is the spike going to have in these skills?
It's going to have 3 points of skills. 1 point will buy you D4. 2 points will buy you D6, which is the maximum.
So I'm thinking hacking.
Okay.
Maybe do a D6.
Okay.
What was the other skills?
Notice, persuade, hacking, research, and science. What Notice does is it will, if you are asleep and you have electronic monitoring devices, it will monitor them for you and wake you up. Or if you give it access to electronics, it will actually actively monitor those for you so you don't have to. Persuade, this is its ability to convince other programs, not people, just programs, to actually let it through or to let it. So, like, for example, you might have a sprite that researches something, or you could have a sprite that actually sleazes its way to get information out of other things, right?
I seduced the computer.
Pretty much, right? It's,
that came way quicker in Cyberpunk than I thought.
Hi, I'm Ken. Have you met me?
So, second skill.
I don't know. Suggestions?
While you're hacking, you do have a certain amount of reduced visual acuity or reduced situational awareness, so Notice might not be a bad thing.
Sure.
Right? You know, pardon me, Robert, but a man with a large knife is approaching your body.
So I would have hack a D6 and a notice a D4?
Yes.
And does that mean I have an attribute skill of smarts then?
No, it does not use it at this point. It is a dumb program. It does not use any stats related to it. Okay, when the sprite becomes artificially intelligent, that's when you attach a die type to it. Okay. Okay. Bob, what's Bob good at?
Bob is good at persuasion and notice, because occasionally you're on a stakeout and you need something to watch things while you listen to a coffee cup.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, so you have 3 points. Persuade what and notice what?
I'm thinking persuade D6 and notice D4.
Okay.
Just because like my character is all about persuasion anyway, and that's what lean into and have my my AI assistant kind of go the same way.
Okay, sounds good. Cam?
All right. So I was thinking, can I split this up across 3 different skills?
Absolutely.
Persuade, research, and science.
Okay. So just so you two are aware, before we do this, the one thing research does, if you have a base level with it, is it does allow you to send your sprite off to actually find things for you. It's like, hey, is there a good Chinese restaurant near here? Right? So that's research. Otherwise, you're kind of doing it yourself.
Yeah. Can you like Google me the nearest like food depository?
Or hospital?
The Taco Bellevue Hospital.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, right.
Let's say, oh, that's, never mind.
All right. Yeah, okay. So, what other questions do you guys have before we begin?
So I'm taking the Access 22 cyber deck then?
Yes. If you have hacking, then that would be a good thing to have. 'Cause hacking.
And Cam, were you taking the bypass kit?
I grabbed the bypass kit and the electronics kit, unless anyone else wants them.
No,
And
I have no objections.
And the trauma kit as well, because I have healing, technically.
So what about the mechanical lockpick? Want me to take them?
If you have thievery, because I think it's thievery to operate the lockpick.
It is.
I have a D4, but I think Andrew says has D4 as well.
Yeah, I've got a D4 as well, but go for it because I think, yeah, go for it.
And I don't think either of us, anyone's taken the machine pistol or shotgun yet.
I don't think I trust my character with either of those, and neither should you.
Why not?
Great. I'll take the shotgun. Or no, I'll take the machine pistol.
Is your guy not a fighty kind of guy?
Oh no, he's very good at fighting, but it's you give him the tools, and that's gonna be like, well, I could talk to them, or I do have this shotgun.
Yeah.
Like, but all you have is a hammer.
Are you more into face-to-face, like hand-to-hand stuff?
No, I'm definitely about guns, but the machine pistol doesn't really seem like something the next cop would use because it's a little too spray and pay or pray, and the shotgun is just like honestly, like if when things go bad and I need to run away, it's just gonna weigh me down.
Okay. Well, I'll take the machine pistol then.
All right.
All right.
So we are going to use encumbrance, but I use a simplified system for encumbrance. Okay. So whatever your vigor is, that is your encumbrance level. Okay. And things are rated as small, normal, or heavy. Okay. So a normal thing weighs 1 and costs you 1 encumbrance. Okay. So that means a pistol is 1. Okay. A bulletproof vest is 1. A cyber deck, it's about the size of 2 cigarette packs put together. It's 1. Okay. Bypass kit is light, so it's half. Lock picks are light, so they're half. A med kit is normal, so it's going to be 1. Shotgun, I think the shotgun's the only heavy thing on the list, and it's heavy, so it's 2. Okay. So if you have a vigor of 6, you can carry 6 with 0 encumbrance. So my guess is you guys won't have any encumbrance.
I might leave the shotgun in the car most of the time.
What's RNG?
Range.
Is that the short range or the medium range or?
So it multiplies. So that is the snapshot range. Okay. So what that means is
short range then, right?
Yes. If you have a chance though to either brace against a wall or assume a firing position, that doubles. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so whatever that base range is, at double, that's medium range, and at double that, it's long range, right? So if you're snap shooting with a pistol, 20 hexes is going to be long range, so that's 40 meters, okay? If you're braced, it's double that, because you're not just sort of waving the pistol around and firing in that general direction. So when you're running, no worries. So when you're running down the street doing this, that's snapshot range. Although your gun probably makes a more impressive sound than I do.
I mean, if it's the Chinese knockoff pistol, you don't know.
No, that's true. And so with that, that's going to be something that you've claimed that you have purchased from the triad that owns the office building that Crane is located in. That Yasha Stinger pistol. Good times, eh? Okay, so I'm not going to need that. Okay.
When we were talking before,
Yes.
we all were talking about personal contacts. Do we have to worry about those?
Your personal contacts were the ones that I showed you pictures for, and they are listed on that PDF. The Crane Dossiers 1.1.
For each character?
Yes. So if you look to your character, you're going to have, I think you are Harkness, who is Bruce Harkness, who is the detective.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Those are your personal...
That's right. Gotcha.
Sorry, my SAN is just firing up. Give me a moment to get my papers out. I got to turn up the sleep mode time on it.
I'll be right back.
Okay. How
Give
you
me
doing,
2
Andrew?
seconds.
Doing fun.
Cool.
Just reading everybody else's as part of the PDF because I was focused on my own. It's like, all right, what am I looking at? But now I'm
Yeah,
like, brother-in-law police detective. Ooh, that's gonna be awkward.
What's that?
Brother-in-law police detective. That's gonna be awkward at like
Yeah.
family gatherings at Christmas. So you wouldn't have me involved in that shootout. I don't know what you're talking about.
Shootout? What shootout?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that wasn't your partner in the news. No.
I mean, maybe? Yeah. Cool. Well, it's good to finally be able to sit down and game with you again.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Ugh.
All right. So I continually troll for images of, for gaming, etc. And the other day I found this image and I thought to myself, I have no idea where I'm going to put it, but I got to put it somewhere.
Ooh.
Right?
You're
You're kind of like, that's got to be something cool somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I'm back.
All right. Any further questions before we begin?
How many monitors do you have?
Me?
Yeah.
I have 2 big ones. Why?
I got 2 monitors and I'm having trouble getting everything that I want on the
Yeah.
screen.
I have 2 ultra-wide monitors. So,
Oh, lovely.
yeah. So, like when I look here and I go all the way over to the other side.
I have one laptop screen right now.
Yeah,
In
that's
fairness, though, this is my office, right? So, like, this is where I do all of my work.
So, okay.
Okay. Yeah, so let's begin. I don't think I need that. Yeah, okay, great. So it is May 15th, 2107. You guys, try that again. May 15th, 2107. Vancouver is as Vancouver always is at this time of year. It's raining.
Can
But more than
confirm.
that, the sky is sort of a steelish color, and it will be all day. And at nighttime, it never really gets dark. It gets dim, but it gets dark. It doesn't really get dark because the light from the city never really dies. There's always somebody on the street doing something, going somewhere, etc. You have worked for a fellow by the name of Al Crane. Now, you learned a long time ago that Al's first name is Alabaster because he was born during the Me generation, where all of the parents were naming their kids weird stuff like
Alabaster.
Alabaster. Okay? But you've always known him as Al. Okay? It's better than Cinnamon or something like that, right? Okay?
That was his brother.
Now, the problem is, you guys have come off of your cases. You've had a little bit of downtime, and it's always Al goes out on his own cases, but he runs the shop, Leverage, where you guys actually do all of your work. And because of that, you're a little bit stymied because he hasn't really shown up for the last 2 or 3 days. All you really know is that he left a note on each of your hailers, basically telling you that he's going to do some work for a woman known as Mother. Now, Mother is Mother's a woman. Come on. Hello. Why show 2 players? Oh, wrong screen. I knew I was going to do that. Mother is a nightclub owner. Okay, she actually runs inside of the bazaar. She runs one of the oldest jazz and whiskey clubs around, and you know that she has an on-again, off-again relationship with Al. They've been lovers. Is that the right word? Bedmates, occasional bedmates, probably for about the last 20 years or so. However, Al, although they're romantically involved, Al has never really talks about her, but you kind of get the impression that he doesn't think he's good enough for her. Okay, so tonight you guys have decided that it's time to figure out what the hell happened to Al, and you headed down to Mother's because you're figuring if anybody knows what Al's up to, it's probably Mother. Okay.
Makes sense.
Mother's is a jazz shop in the outer section of the bazaar. It's a stone's throw from the Hive, meaning that a lot of the people that come there are the lower corporate types, people with a little bit of money to spend, way more than the waste does, but enough to keep the bar in business. For people who are members of the outcasts like yourself, drinks will cost about a fifth in cryptos what they will for the corporate people who come across the bridge to participate in the urban jazz. Yeah, in the urban jazz. Okay. That said, it's basically a slot in the wall between two businesses that are not open during the night. The letters are neon from top to bottom, Mother's, and the M occasionally blinks out. It's in a different color. So sometimes you're coming to Mother's and sometimes you're coming to Others. It's just the way it is. Okay? And as you walk in, the place is smoky, red, and at the stage, some neo-jazz players are playing. Mother is, she's leaning against the bar where she spends most of her time. Behind the bar are some people actually working. And the bar itself is, you would say, 3/4 full or so. Okay, you're between paydays, so you're thinking that, probably people don't have a lot of money at this particular moment. Speaking of money, we should probably take care of that. So everything in this game is paid for in cryptos. Okay.
Bitcoin finally took off.
Yeah. So. So what that means is cryptos are basically blockchain interfaces. There are face banks online that issue them. However, for yourselves, you basically have data sticks that allow you to exchange them. One thing you know is you guys are not corporate folk. You are citizens, okay? You're not taxpayers. Because you're not taxpayers, there's a few things you can't do. One of those things is open a legitimate bank account. Banks won't deal with citizens. They're too much of a risk. So you can go to a face bank, which is basically in the Nexus, and they will exchange your blockchains in exchange for a small fee to actually hang on to them.
A small, large transaction fee.
Yes, exactly. So what I'm doing here is I'm just sorting out exactly, I want you guys to know how much money you have, so I'm trying to give you some frame of reference. Sundry equipment and services. Come on. Okay. So the first thing you guys want to do is give me a 2d8 roll.
All right, so...
There you go.
How do I do that?
Did you grab yourself on the, don't help me here, under your abilities on your character, did you add your die rolls to the macro bar?
Yes.
Okay, so down below there should be one that says D for damage, 2d8.
Oh, didn't have that.
Okay.
Haha, I rolled decently well if high rolls are good.
High rolls are good. Right. Okay, so you can multiply that by 20.
280.
I want to reroll.
Too bad. Do you want to spend a Benny? You can if you like. Right. You guys each have 3 bennies. I'm going to have you guys... You're going to need to take care of those yourself. So just remember that you have them. What I will do is for the next game, I'll create some Benny tokens to put onto the table.
All right, 280 crypto bucks.
Okay. So, fast food, something that's nutritious, made of extruded paste number 17, is about 8. A domestic beer is about 3. Some good liquor is about 10. Okay?
All right.
Okay. And I'm just going to write down your bennies here. So, do you know how bennies work, Mike?
Yep. Kind of,
Oh.
maybe. Sort of.
All right.
Not
So,
really.
what a benny basically is a reroll.
Do over.
Yeah.
And for soap.
Yes.
Yep.
Also to not die.
To not
they're
die,
important.
that is correct. Yeah.
They're important for you to use to not die.
That's right. Okay. Now, Mother's is a place of safety for you guys. That said, you arrive as a gaggle. You know each other. Okay. You have worked together for at least 6 months. You have each helped each other on the street previously, meaning that to as much as anybody who is somebody who works on the street, you guys trust one another. Okay, so take that with a grain of salt, but it is. Yeah. So my first question is: do you guys all go in together? What do you do?
Ah,
So we're going in to find out where
where Al is.
Al is gone because we haven't seen him for a while.
Correct.
Well, I don't see why we wouldn't all go in together.
I mean, yeah, if this is a bar that we know and it's supposed to be supposed to be relatively ground we're aware of, I don't think we need to be full paranoid yet.
No.
So yeah, we'll go in as a group.
I'm just trying to establish what your guys' methodology is.
Do the people at the door know us? Are we familiar?
They know Al, and by extension, Al. When Al's not working, he kind of hangs out here. This is where his girlfriend is, right?
Do we come here often as well?
Do you? Do you like jazz?
Sure.
No, but the drinks here are good.
Yes. Okay.
Are they good?
Do we get a discount because Al knows her?
You get a discount for being Bazaar natives.
All right.
Well, I mean, my character does look
Have we met Mother before?
You have met Mother before on numerous occasions.
Okay, so we're gonna go in, just sort of nod at the doorman, whatever, and we're gonna if we see Mother, we're gonna go to her, or if we don't see her, we're gonna ask the barman where's Mother? We need to talk to her.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you walk in, she's actually leaning right against the bar. She's always there, and she is, as you've always seen her, she has an old data tablet that she uses. What you do know about her is she's constantly complaining about how close to bankruptcy her bar is, and she has been for as long as you've known her. All right. So you approach.
So I think as part of the approach, I'm gonna buy a bottle of the good whiskey for
you're
our
gonna
table.
share with us?
Oh yeah, for the table. I'm gonna spend the 10 crypto bucks, buy a bottle of the good stuff.
With 3 glasses.
3 glasses.
All right.
Okay. So you buy. Do you drink? Does everybody drink whiskey? I guess that's the next question.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, somebody else is buying.
Yeah. I mean, I like the discount on that.
I down one real quickly and then pour another.
Okay. So as you walk in, a talented trumpet player comes up. He's got the mute on his horn, and you kind of get like this wah wah sound as you're sort of walking in. She looks up to see you. She takes a drink of her drink. You motion to the guy for the bottle of whiskey, and you guys sit down. You kind of motion to her, indicating that you might want to talk to her. She sort of gives you the finger, saying, "Gives you the finger." No, she gives you the motion that she'll be there shortly. And then in about 5 minutes or so, she puts down what she's doing. The new act kind of comes online, and then she kind of walks over. She sits down. She's wearing classic, chic, thrift store fashion. You guess the dress she's wearing is probably 15 years old. She, in her youth, had some sort of cosmetic surgery, so she has that sort of bland, beautiful look to her, but she's aged. Okay, she's middle aged. Okay. Her true passion, however, is singing, and occasionally she will get up and actually sing. Tonight she doesn't, but she sits down and she says, "What can I do for you boys?"
Well,
Have you seen Al?
No, it's been a few days. I haven't seen Al. He was doing something for me. You don't think he's in trouble, do you?
Well, we haven't seen him either. When was the last time you saw him?
Okay, so it is currently May 15th. It's a Friday. So she says Tuesday night. You notice, by the way, all three of you, actually anybody who has notice of better than D4, so D6 or better, you notice the anxiety growing in her face. It's like, is he in trouble? Have you tried calling him?
Yeah, we tried calling him. And trouble? I don't know. What was he doing?
Okay, so she reaches for her own hailer, kind of flips it open. Again, this is an antique, and you see her.
When was the last time we saw Al?
Last week.
So
You were
before
expecting-
Tuesday?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. You were expecting that, he would be in the office this week because you're kind of looking for more work, right?
So as far as we know right now, she is the last person that we know who's seen him.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the calendar it says that he's doing a job for Mother, right? And you've seen him do that before, but he's never been gone 3 days in a row.
Okay. So I've got the notice that would notice the anxiety. So I'm gonna see if I can cut it and just if I use persuade roll, let me know. And just like, so Al's a big guy and he can take care of himself, but would you be able to tell us what he was working on for you? If we have an idea of where to start tracking him down, we can help him out, make sure everything comes up fine.
Yeah. So she's like, as you're talking, she's actually on the phone. It's like, Al, yeah, it's Edith. Can you call me? I'm getting worried about you. Your boys are here looking for you, and they said they haven't seen you. What's going on?
Okay, I'll wait until the center call to say that.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So she does that, and you can tell that obviously she doesn't know where he is, and she's obviously agitated. Is that the right word?
Does she look worried?
Yeah, instantly, as soon as you guys say you haven't seen her, she's in a romantic relationship with this guy, right?
Yeah.
And
As far as we know, she has his best interests at heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's something I need to do here. I'm just doing it quite quickly. It's just I forgot to add something to the game before we began, so I am just doing that now.
Let's pepper him with questions while he's working on something else.
That always works.
Yes,
all right.
that never once has come up to bite anyone in the ass.
Yeah. So you look at her. You've been used to getting information. You don't think you're going to have to lean on her too heavily? Not persuasion.
Well, I'm not trying to lean. I'm just trying to be like the friendly face, make sure that the anxiety doesn't derail what she's actually talking about.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I reach over, and sort of put my hand on her shoulder. It's okay. We just want to help.
All right. Okay. So you let off, Andrew. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow you to make a persuasion roll, but since it sounds like Shepaurd's also trying to help, Shepaurd, you roll first. Roll your skill first. So your persuasion.
D6.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so no help there. So go for it, Andrew.
All right, so it's the skill D8 roll for my D8
Yes.
persuade.
Question for you guys: does one of you have charisma?
I think.
What is that?
Yeah, I have charismatic. Yeah, I've got charismatic.
Okay, so charismatic allows you one free reroll on persuade. However, you have to take the second roll.
No, I think that roll should be acceptable.
All right. Okay, so you kind of reach back into your police training and you hit her with the calm voice. Okay,
Yeah.
um, somewhere back in the day, they actually worked out, um, the actual uh, pace of voice that you need to do, the specific pace of voice that scientifically hits the psyche and calms someone down. So you kind of reach into that training, and she immediately sort of calms down in front of you, and she says, yeah, no, I'm sorry. You know, I hate what he does for a living. I'm always worried about him. Um,
Was that a success with a raise? Because
it is, yes, yeah.
okay.
So yeah, so
Jeez.
she like you reach out, you touch her hand. She puts her hand on top of yours and she says, "I know you boys just want to help. Um, listen, there's a singer who was in here some time ago named Vicky. Nice girl, but she got messed up with some people, and there's a man who decided that he wanted to do a little bit of agent work for her, and I warned her. I said, he's bad news, but she wouldn't listen. Anyhow, I haven't heard from her for a couple of weeks. I'm starting to get a little bit worried about her because we talked about her playing again last week, and she didn't show up for the gig. I've asked around for my friends, and no one's heard of her. No one's actually seen her at the bars. She's not playing any shows that I know about, and well, I'm just worried something's happened to her. So I asked Al to go look for her, and well, like I said, I haven't seen him since Tuesday.
All right. But you have the name of this. So I was going to ask if she has the name of the talent agent.
No, I don't know his name. Um, I saw him here once, and I gotta tell you, he's one of those corporate interface guys. You know the type, right? Nice suit, lots of money, but he looks at everybody like they're food. Do you know that kind of person?
Yeah.
Do we have a
Yeah.
name?
Um, so a name for
The
the
agent?
for the agent? No, no. Um,
Does she have a CCT video showing, faces and that kind of stuff?
she does. Yes. She says, "Yeah, you can look at the security. It goes back a week, so for sure you can look at it." Um, and so what she does is she actually takes out her tablet and she shows you a picture of an attractive young woman, brunette. Yeah, this is Vicky. She played here like 2 weeks ago. Here, let me go through. Now, if you like, you can take a snapshot of that.
Yeah,
Uh,
upload it to my cloud.
okay. All right. So you download it to your Hailer.
Hmm.
Okay. When you download it to your Hailer, it shows up as basically a picture. So did you guys receive the picture of Vicky?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So you are, yeah. So she kind of goes back through it, and she's like, "Oh, here, yeah, yeah, okay." And she shows it to you, and sure enough, it's a crowded night. She's got cameras placed all over the place, and the system's obviously old. What I'm going to need is I'm going to need somebody to make a good research roll for me to actually, sort of find the best image to put it together.
I'm
Who
a
would like to do that?
I'm a D8.
I got a D8.
Hmm. Okay. You guys can work together if you like.
But yes. The nerds.
Do either of you have investigation?
Yeah, I am 99% certain I do. Yes, I do have investigator.
Okay. So investigator will allow you to. What's investigator do? Did you write that down? I think it's a bonus on your research roll, is it not?
It's a bonus to, I believe, in the original ruling it was a notice, but I think with this it might have been research with this different game system, the
It's
alteration set rules.
yeah. It's to find clues. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So again, Michael, you can help him if you like to assemble the data. So that would be you can make your research roll.
Okay.
I was just looking for above a 4, right?
Yes. So with above a 4, you'll get +1 to your roll, Andrew. So that's
Okay.
+1, so that's 7, 8. +1 for your investigator.
Yeah.
So 9. Okay. All right. So it doesn't take you long, actually. I hate to say it, but you've had to do this kind of thing before. Okay.
I don't need to say it. Keeps me paid.
Okay. Yeah. So you actually get a fairly decent snap of him coming in with the advertising sort of flashing in the background, and this is what you see.
He has a very punchable face. I say that out loud.
Man.
Out of characters.
Yeah, like that. I already want to smack this dude.
Okay. The other thing too is I've shown you the name because your research not only gives you the picture, but you're able to quickly cross-reference him and find out that his name is Ivan Lunt, and he apparently is a low-level functionary for Microtech. Now, Microtech is not equal to talent agent.
Yeah, that doesn't line up. So he was playing talent agent for the night. So Microtech.
What's Microtech's sort of main business?
Microtech, they manufacture a variety of miniatures electronics. They don't manufacture drones, but they would manufacture just about everything that goes into a drone.
Motors.
No, the electronics. The
Oh,
electronics.
so like the CMOS sensor and the.
Yeah.
I asked Mother if there's any other information that Al may have asked from her, other than what we've asked us right now.
Well, he asked me where she was staying, and I told him that I knew she was staying at a coffin shop up the street, but she's probably gone from there now. Like, that's a by-the-night kind of place.
Yeah.
Can we'll still check it out maybe, so give us the details.
Okay.
And, anything else that Al may have asked or gotten from you?
No,
Yeah.
you know how he worked. He took a couple of words from you and off he went.
Yeah, like a dog with a bone.
Anyhow, so she says, here's my my hailer code. If you find him or if you hear anything, please, can you let me know right away?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So if we head back to sort of our main area, or at least out of earshot of other people,
Okay.
I've got a contact who might be able to help us find this guy. He's a low level corporate guy working at Microtech. My guy Eve might be able to actually source us some information on him. We might. Well, we probably owe him a favor in the future, but he might be able to dig up this guy. He's good at finding people like this.
Well,
I mean, I used to deal with these corporate chunguses.
since we're in the neighborhood, you said that there's only like a little far away where the coffee shop was.
Yeah, coffin shop. So a coffin shop. Everybody knows what a coffin shop is?
Yep. So it's like one of those Japanese hotels where you have like you rent the bed that pulls out from the wall.
You got it.
Would they have like attendance and that kind of stuff?
Would they have something that they'd be willing to present to you easily? No.
It'd probably be mostly automated, I think.
They are mostly automated.
Likeable.
Actually, you guys can make a common knowledge roll. You might actually know this you sleep.
Common knowledge, D4. Yep. What do we got?
It's like a 4.
4, 4, or 5?
Yeah, you guys all know this you sleep. It's down on 12th Street, and it's very much automated. It's one of dozens of these franchises are throughout the city.
So the likelihood if we go in there and show them a picture around, people probably wouldn't recognize that. Then you're saying?
Really, maybe they might recognize the neighborhood. Like you look at Vicky's picture, she's attractive, right? In sort of a non-artificial kind of way. So you think, perhaps.
So you guys think it's worthwhile going over there at all, or you think we should just?
I think we draw attention to the fact that we're looking for her if we do that, or we might. I think we do that maybe as if we don't have a more covert channel to get some information through. Like, because as soon as we start going and showing her picture around, anyone that is interested, anyone that knows anything, knows that we're looking for her.
Yeah, but that could also save time. They come looking for us. We don't have to go looking for them.
Come looking for us, put gun to head, over the story done.
The other thing I was thinking about is,
It's not worth when I was in the force, but what do I know?
if it's a cheap place, they may have security footage that is not highly protected, and maybe do some hacking here and try to see if we can see her.
That's good. Let's try that as a start point. Yeah.
Okay, 10 minutes by foot, you're on 12th Street out front of the U-Sleep. It's very much like all the other U-Sleeps. Basically, it's 2 floors. There's a big glass wall on the front with neon, okay? And it's like U-Sleep, S-L-E-P, U-S-L-E-P, right? Inside, you can see people sort of hanging out. In fact, you think you're witnessing a drug deal as you walk up.
I've been to this place before.
For sure. This place, as you sort of approach it, your augmented reality actually sort of kicks in and it starts saying, you sleep only 15 cryptos per night. You too could have, so you kind of flip off the advertising. But as you approach it, it is a standard coffin shop. The three of you, as much as I hate to say it, kind of look like cops. And so as you approach, some of the dregs who are kind of out in front of you sort of scurry away as you actually approach the place.
I'm going to reprimand Arcturus for not blocking the advertisement quick enough.
I had to pay for his ad block speech.
Okay. I would say that I didn't block the ads fast enough. However, the last time, the thing with the erectile dysfunction drug, remember I blocked that, and you were like, why did you block that?
No, I said, why? Didn't you block that?
Yeah, if my character notices that you're arguing with your assistant again, it's just like... No.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so you guys find yourselves now in front of the U-Sleep. It is, like I said, it's about 10 o'clock at night. The street is full of food vendors. There's an electronics repair shop right next door to it. There is, just down the block, there's another little bar and a coffee shop. This is the bazaar. In the bazaar is basically stretches of old buildings, the bottom floor of which almost every building is some sort of retail for the hive. Okay, this is where hive folk come to get non-corporate branded stuff, to get cheap food, authentic food, off-the-rack clothing, all of that kind of stuff. That's all in the bazaar. The farther you go into the bazaar, the less legal the stuff is that you find. So out here, there's kind of like retail and music and alcohol and that kind of stuff. As you get farther, you get to the brothels and the better than life facilities and all of that. Okay.
Question. So if there's street vendors like, the equivalent of a taco cart or something like that around, if we know this place, is there a possibility that there's somebody like, can I take a look around and say like, okay, that guy's hot dog stand has not moved in a year. That's just where he is. So let's see if there's any like obviously the transients in and out of the Coffin Hotel are no good, but the people that maybe are market regulars, they do not that place question. Well, my compadres here look at trying to get the security footage.
All right. Okay. So you split up. Good call.
Always split the party. That works, right?
All right. So what I'm going to do is, just so you're aware, I use the system where I draw cards for when you ask for things. Okay. So
Oh,
what that
this
means is the higher the card, generally the more potent
Significant.
the encounter is, or more significant it is. And then the Joker, this card right here, which I just drew, doubles the next card. Okay. So I just drew a Joker, and yeah.
significant.
So that means though that yeah, sure enough, when you look here, there's actually a place, Wings Wheel Chicken, okay, and they sell chicken wings. You're pretty
Boneless.
sure that some of them are actually chicken. They're boneless though, so it's tough to tell exactly what they are. Okay, but they come in 600 flavors, including your favorite, dill pickle.
Gross.
All right.
Parmesan cheese.
So yeah, so what I'm saying is, with the card, you guys are headed towards the coffin shop. With the card, you actually know Wing. Like, you've been to his shop before.
Yeah.
Flavor number 472. Yeah.
Well, I think it's one of those things where I don't ask. It's just he hands the bag, and it's like,
Yeah.
here's your money.
Okay. Okay. So
Did we
he
get
looks out.
driven over here, or are we? Did we
You were
walk
10
over?
minutes walk from Mother's.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Did you want to summon Link?
No. But what I was going to say is, while Cook is talking to this guy, I was gonna look for somewhere to sit and hack if I can.
Absolutely. Okay.
can I help find a spot with stealth?
Yeah. Some places secluded. Absolutely. So actually, it'd be more noticed than stealth though.
Okay, also good.
Yeah.
So
I'll
we'll
be
do
the
the
full cop.
we'll do the chicken cart first, and then we'll come back to the hacking. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So Mr. Cook, welcome. It's been a long time. Mr.
Wing, it's been almost 12 days.
I was wondering if maybe you had died. Now, strangely, Wing is, you think, East Indian? Okay.
The chicken tastes, like the Visuno chicken tastes good.
Yeah.
I don't ask questions beyond that.
Right.
So I
Usual?
kind of turn to you guys. Yeah, the usual. I turn to you guys. Are you getting? Do you want anything?
Better.
I don't, so I'm gonna get a random flavor.
Oh boy. You doing a D600?
175.
All right. Yeah. So you can add a Benny because that made me laugh. That was good. I like that.
Woo! I'm at 5.
Yeah. So you are. Yeah. 275. By the way, is. Yeah. Thanks for that. It's salt and vinegar. Okay. Yeah. So an order of wings costs 8 cryptos.
Okay.
Okay. So you pony up for the things, and he says, "You on the job, Mr. Cook?"
Yeah, I'll just say yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
So,
So
I'm not
he
sure
kinda-
what I'm doing.
So there's some other people. It's like, can I get? Wait. Okay. So he kind of leans over. He's a bit of a true crime kind of guy, right?
Oh, good. Oh, I'll lean into this shit because like this is how I get my ring discount. Straight as when I was in the force. So okay, I'm gonna go like at this point I'm gonna lean in and go full hard-boiled detective because I know he loves that shit. I'm like yes. So kind of a job about a girl. So I'm like good rings. So I'll
so
fish for my
what I'm gonna say
fish
is-
for my hailer.
As you guys are actually, as you talk, he actually inserts words, right? It's about a girl, a pretty girl, you know, a slippery corporate, like he adds adjectives to you to help fill out your story. Okay, go for it.
Okay, so it's about a girl, much of the wing, and like so, a friend of mine was looking for her. And then I'll fish out the hair and show the picture, so you can see.
Okay.
But
Okay. So
go.
yep. So it will be a persuasion. So I'll ask you for a persuasion.
Yep.
Okay. So why did that? You didn't roll the S one, or did you?
No, wait, no,
That should have exploded.
No, because it's a D8.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh right, it's a D8. Yeah, right. Okay, sorry.
Got my hopes up there. I was like, oh!
So now again with persuade, you can choose to re-roll that if you choose, or do you want to keep the 6?
6 is probably pretty. Like I only needed a 4, right? I'm not gonna. I don't think I need to burn the persuade on that.
Okay. So in this case, what happens in the bazaar stays in the bazaar. Okay. So you know Wing, but at the same time, he's pretty street savvy. So when you start asking him questions about people, he's like, oh, I don't want to get involved. Like, I know, like, I like your stories, and I give you a good price for the wings, but I don't want to get involved. He's like, come on, Wing, you could be saving somebody's life here.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see the picture. So you show him the picture. Oh, yes, I know this girl. She's a very good singer.
That's what I'm told. But my friend went looking for her, and now we're looking for my friend. So I know you don't tell tales of the school, but anything you've got would be helpful, Wayne.
Oh, I haven't seen her here in the last few days. I think she was here last week, maybe. She tried one of the more adventuresome flavors, and she has not been back.
Oh, not the mango hot sauce one.
Oh no, nothing. So yeah, but he's like, yeah, no, don't want to talk about that. And he says, I think maybe she had a place in the coffin shop, just right back there.
Oh, thank you, Wing, and I'll munch on another wing. So it's good talking. Sorry, I'm holding you up for other customers.
Yeah, so with your persuade, so the encounter card I drew, which was a joker, means that he can provide you with some help. Okay. I guess the question is, what I'm going to do is, since I can't think of anything offhand that he would know, I'm going to ask you if you have any questions that you might want to ask.
Can I help or?
Yeah, absolutely. You guys can help if you wish.
Yeah.
How about ask him like last time he saw her, that kind of stuff?
Well, he
Or
already
if you
said that. He already told that.
So I think the question is, did she have any friends that he knew of? Like, did she, like, granted, it's standing there with more than one person, but like, she was a singer. He knows he was a singer, so she probably saw him at the bar or something like that.
Or show him Al's picture or the dirtbag's picture.
Ivan.
Ooh, yeah, the dirtbag's picture. Ask if she has any friends, and then show the dirtbag picture. Like, guy like this guy, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So he looks down at the picture. Okay, for you, Mr. Cook, I tell you, because we're friends, but it goes no farther, right?
Yeah, my word.
He says, yeah, he's been around a few times. He always has a man or two with him. He looks like bad news. Now that you think it, he was actually here maybe yesterday? No, day before yesterday. He didn't ask me, but I saw him in the neighborhood. His men were asking questions.
Like, so Wednesday.
That'd be Wednesday. So that'd be the day after.
The day after.
Day after Mother saw Al last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Hakmesh, who runs the electronics store, he might remember, but more importantly, he might have video of your friend visiting. He was asking around the neighborhood.
Okay.
That's very helpful.
Thank you, Wing.
And the electronics shop, good possible place if we wanted to try and patch into the surveillance system of the pod shop right next door to the electronics shop.
Let's do a quick notice check, please.
Absolutely.
Not for the hacker.
Yep.
For me?
Yeah, Mr. Hacksmanship.
Now,
Now, am I able to help with this?
Do you have
I
hacking?
have
Notice.
notice
No.
+2.
No, you need hacking. What you're doing is with notice and hacking. So your notice is constrained by your hacking level. Okay? What you are doing is you are attempting to identify login points. Okay?
Do I get the +2?
What is your notice?
It's a D4, but because I took alertness,
Okay?
I get a +2 to my notice rolls.
Then absolutely, yes. So roll, and whatever you roll will add 2 to.
Dang.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So there are 2 access points. Okay. So inside of there is the actual rentable local network inside of the coffin shop itself. This is for people who are in there with their devices so they can connect to the Nexus. So if you go inside, you'll actually be inside of that restricted space. It's a network. However, there's a hardwire connection point in the back room in the maintenance shack. So if you wanted to break into the back room, theoretically you could bypass the network security and go directly to the computer core itself.
That's what I want.
All right. Now the difference with that though is that's actual physical, right? So there are people lingering inside of the coffin shop. You guys will have to go inside the coffin shop through the camera network and actually, break into the back room and connect there.
Oh.
We'll pretend to be for maintenance.
I don't know about you, but I don't look like I'm for maintenance.
I'm ex-corporate, so I kind of look like I'm from maintenance all the time.
See, we could just have these 2 guys stand in front of the camera, and I'm behind them, breaking in there.
So the cameras themselves, the cameras are connected wirelessly back to the network, right? Meaning that you can actually hack the cameras individually to turn them off, right?
Yeah.
You can reset them, put them into a recycle loop. So you can do that with hacking.
Let's hack the cameras before we try to get into the room to hack the CTT footage, whatever.
All right, sounds good. So what I'm going to need then is the hacking. These cameras it's a coffin shop. There's nothing valuable here. They're basically waiting for vandals to do something and using the cameras to capture them. Difficulty is 4. You can make a hacking roll. If you have a sprite that has hacking, it can help you.
Would electronics help?
No, this is straight hacking.
Hack to Gibson.
So my hacking is a D6 with my sprite also has a D6.
Yes.
And I also have the hacker edge. I think gives me a reroll.
Nice. All right. So yeah.
Is that a
You're the
reroll
X-Men.
just once per session or what?
Nope.
Okay.
Every roll you can. The only choice here though is that you have to decide. You don't know whether or not you succeed or fail, and you have to decide whether you're going to re-roll. You have to keep the second re-roll. You have to keep the second roll.
Okay, so do I roll for my sprite first?
Yes. You always roll the help first.
So
Okay, this is my sprite.
It's a 1d6 with no wild die.
Oh.
Yes. So +2. So your sprite. So Alexa comes online, and it's like, "How can I help you today, user?"
How can I help you? Insert name here.
Yes, Alexa, we are hacking. Start hacking protocols.
Right. I'm noticing that this is a Nest 46 series camera. These cameras generally have these weaknesses, which you might be able to use the exploits to your advantage.
Is your
+2 to your
Clippy?
roll. What's that?
Is your sprite Clippy?
It's kind of like that.
yeah. Oh, Cliffy would be awesome. I noticed that you're hacking an S46 camera. Could you
like
want
some
help
help
with
with
that?
Oh,
Alright.
I'll name my sprite.
Okay, so let's do it again.
Yeah. So that's your help. Congratulations, Alexa is helping you. go ahead and make your hacking roll.
Oh.
Oh,
Good thing Alexa's helping you.
so that is a 4. So that's a nominal success. The question is, do you want to use your hacker to re-roll it?
Mathematically, it's really hard to get worse.
Sure, I'll re-roll it.
That's famous last words, my friend. There you go.
But to be fair, it did. Yeah, those cameras never knew what hit them.
All right, so you have a 12 versus its 4. Okay. So that means you have successfully gained access, and you're able to issue 2 commands. So here are the commands you're able to issue. 1, you can create a backdoor, which allows you to access the camera later at your convenience. Okay. Number 2, you can data mine it, which means that anything that's in the cache you can actually pull down to a recording device like your CyberDeck, for example. 3, you can disable the device. Okay. 4, you can edit it, meaning you can change its configuration or do whatever. And lastly, you can operate it, meaning that you can actually sort of log into it and actually operate the camera on your own. So those are your choices. You'll get 2 of those.
Can I
drop the resolution down to like really small and not have it recognize anyone?
Yeah. Can I create a of the last, say, hour and just have it replay for an hour while we're doing this other stuff?
That'll be an edit of the device? Absolutely. So you have one other command. Did you wish to do anything else?
Making it do the hour loop is just one command?
That's just one command. That's the edit command. You rolled a 12. That's a phenomenal hacking roll.
I'm guessing that the cache on this thing is not going to be the stuff that we're looking for because it's going to be short term, right?
Yeah. So Alexa chimes in and says the Nest 46 comes with a standard 120-hour cache.
I'll download it just in case.
Okay.
I don't know. Or no, I just maybe you put a backdoor because I like putting backdoors and stuff.
All right.
A year from now, you're like, oh yeah, we did hack that.
Okay, so just so you're aware, a backdoor only lasts 24 hours. Just
what?
Yes, afraid so.
Oh, that is the cache. I don't think I'll ever complicate it.
Okay, you'll data mine it?
Sure.
Okay. Does Alexa have research?
No.
No, she does not. Okay.
She's got the hacking and the notice.
Okay. So if she had research, she could actually
I got
peruse.
research.
Right, but do you want to stand here and peruse the data?
No, I'll use it for late. I'll do it later.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so you approach the camera. You watch him as he the eyes roll up in the back of his head. The cyber modem goes live, and he basically reaches out, and the camera continues to move, but he tells you that it seems to be in a loop.
I believe
seems to be. Absolutely you do. Okay. So your role in the police force, by the way, was to basically overcome the security of criminals' hideouts and data mine their servers, whatever, for information for criminality. Okay.
Okay.
So congratulations. You're a narc hacker, I guess. Okay.
Well, I would think that hacking is actually quite common given the time period, probably.
It says that you're still an arc, though.
Yeah. All right. So you guys find yourselves, the cameras are now on a loop, and you are basically inside the shop. There are a few people here. As you guys walk in, sort of cruise in. Now, I have a question for you. I'm going to pause. Cam, what's your character wearing? How does he dress?
He dresses very much like someone who could be corporate, but definitely doesn't have enough money to have anything updated. So I've got like the button-up shirt with the tie just kind of slung around it, not tied.
Okay. You wear a vest?
I wear, I totally rock like a really tacky sweater vest. and then a long coat on top of it.
And every character just kind of their skin just crawls.
But my work here is like, can I spend a bit? Can I spend a Benny to have a high vis vest though, so we can?
No,
Oh,
not if you're
damn it!
stealthing.
All right.
Okay, Michael, you're next. What does your character normally wear? You
Uh,
walking around wearing what?
like a leather duster, the fedora, and sort of just a plain shirt, button-up shirts, that kind of thing.
Okay. And yourself?
Not unlike the days in the forest. It's a cheap suit that looks like I slept in it.
Okay. So Rumpelman.
Which is not that the suit hasn't been meticulously attempted to be pressed. It's just that it's a cheap suit, so you can't it's wrinkles. Why?
So what do you wear? So it's
wrinkles
like it's raining. So what do you normally wear for outerwear?
That is a good question. I'm just gonna say kind of a leather jacket over top of it.
Okay, sounds good. Okay.
Doesn't need to be real leather, just something that's waterproof to keep the rain out.
Like faux leather. Like, are we talking
Yeah.
like a McNulty jacket here?
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay, great. Okay, so so the two of you sort of sidle in. These people are all dressed in sort of like neo-wear, streetwear chic kind of idea. Jeans and logo wear. Heavy jewelry. They're pierced. Like it's just the entire place just is. What's the word I'm after? It is
like
street chic. Okay.
Like the vaporwave was a fashion.
Yeah. So as you walk in, people look at you, right? And as you do so, like one of the women sitting there, she has a mohawk, right? Her hair is actually fiberwear, so it actually stands up when it sees you and begins glowing with an angry red. With that, she grabs her girlfriend, and they both sort of, saunter out of here, kind of casting their look back at you as narcs and policemen.
Okay, so
I want
in
to
response
give
to that-
everybody in there the evil eye as we pass them.
Okay.
Okay. I don't bother making a lot of evil eye contact. Instead, I project as much cop energy as I can muster.
All right. Okay. So you are not there. You're still at Wing's shop at this point.
Okay. Well, fair enough.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So there are still people here hanging out. They're talking. They kind of crowd together as you walk in. You notice this place has an auto clean cycle, but it doesn't look like it's run for a while. The floor is covered with old food containers. You see some rat feces in the corner. Yeah, this is a stellar place. In the back there is a heavy door with a very strong mechanical lock, and you see maintenance.
Cam,
Do not enter. Authorized personnel only.
Cam,
Yes. Yep.
you're with me, right?
Yes.
Can you sort of like intimidate people to sort of get them to sort of leave the vicinity while we're doing things?
Yes. I'm gonna project an aura of F off.
Oh, okay. The F off aura.
Put
Okay.
Yeah.
put your
I-
hand on your holster, sort of thing,
Yeah, like kind of like not like actually visibly grabbing my gun, but like resting my hand where I very clearly have a firearm.
Okay, sounds good. So
And-
that sounds like an intimidate roll.
This is an intimidate roll.
Do it. Do it.
Yeet. No, I'm gonna spend a penny on that. I got
All right.
5.
Roll again.
Huh.
Now. Okay.
Could be worse.
There's a reason
Growling.
there's a reason I took luck.
Oh, you're gonna spend another one?
It's not how
Eventually, we'll press that homeless person.
Take the 4.
more.
Okay, so the Benny can't technically make it worse. So it has to. You keep the 4. I just want to check one thing here in the Savage Worlds. I'm wondering, because you guys all got strong-willed as part of your character creation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to confirm because under the old system, that actually gave you +2 to intimidate. right? So I'm wondering if it still does. I don't know. I'm just opening my Savage Worlds book right now.
Self-confidence is a powerful armor against those who attempt to attack an individual's will. It gets +2 to total when resisting tests with smarts or spirit.
And that is what it does?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. Oh, right. Now there's Intimidating Manner or something like that, which actually allows you a bonus to your Intimidate.
Yeah.
That might be your next one. Okay. All right. So that said, I'm actually going to roll their resistance. All right. 6 plus 2 is 6. I don't think so. That's 8. No, so that should have exploded. Not sure why that didn't explode.
It did. Oh.
Yeah, it should have been. That should have been actually 6 plus whatever my second die roll was. Doesn't matter. Still better than your 4.
Yep.
Yeah. So you kind of put on your gun, and a couple of people who are here, they kind of turn to you and they're like, "Yeah, you want to make something of it? You got something underneath there? Produce it. Otherwise, get the fuck out of my face."
I'm overconfident. I'm not going to let that stand.
Okay.
As I see him sort of get puffed up, I'm like, okay, just chill.
Who the fuck are you, little
Stand
man?
here while
No. Son, you don't want to mess with this.
Okay. It's like, are you telling me what I want to mess with? Really? You want to go there, little man? Okay. So you're thinking to yourself, you're not that big.
Yeah.
He's about average size, but he's kind of got like the Cromer jacket on, and you don't know whether he's a corporate poser or an actual honest, legitimate street thug. But one way or another, something's riled him up. Maybe he's on drugs. You're not sure.
Am I able to make a quick notice check to see if I can tell what this guy's angle is?
Yeah, absolutely. Do it.
Nope, can't tell.
Yeah.
So,
No. This guy is the real deal. You look at this guy and you realize he could gut you like a fish.
But I'm overconfident.
This makes us so good.
This is better by the second.
I'm just taking over Ray's gunshots.
Is there something I can do to de-escalate him? Is there like a button I can press?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to need you to make a persuasion roll. That's de-escalating. That's the de-escalation skill.
Damn it!
Our rolls are great here. He's antagonized.
All right. Okay. So this guy is already antagonized and borderline hostile. Okay. Now you turn to him and it's like, oh, listen, my
Chum?
listen, chum. Chum? Chum? I look like chopped fucking fish to you? Whoa! And out of his jacket comes, about a foot of steel blade.
Oh, jeez.
You can back the fuck off. Get out of here or I will gut you like a fish. His eyes are wide. You can see he's obviously on some sort of drugs.
All right. If he's gesturing.
How many people are here? Just this one guy?
No, there's him and his companion. And his companion is, he's kind of taken a step away.
He's like.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if he's brandishing the knife at.
Well, he's okay. So that said, remember drawing a knife is actually an action. So at this point, we could say he's going for it if you want to interrupt him.
I would like to interrupt him, like, gun to the head, be like, just don't.
All right. Pause. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to draw cards.
Hooray.
Okay? Now, Mr. Cook, you're outside.
You know what it is? At
got
this
him on
point, my
the
next
walkie-talkie.
door, I've left them unsupervised for over 3 minutes. I should probably stay.
Do I have to do the speed dial? It's like, in here!
It's like a
Alright.
series of frantic texts.
Okay, so down to the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you should see a little card deck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and draw a card. So right-click on it and draw.
Okay, draw one card.
Draw one card. That is correct. And feel free to turn that over and show it to me.
Wait, what? Why does it say stealing?
If you... What's that?
I clicked on the card. It says stealing?
No. Yeah. So click on the card above your name.
Ah, there we go.
Trying to steal my card.
Yeah. I have a joker.
I have a joker.
You do not.
How do I flip it over?
Click on it and click on flip card.
There's no flip card option.
What?
But I seriously have a joker.
You do not seriously have a joker.
I have a red joker.
I also have a red joker.
What? That's not possible.
Rules for playing bridge?
Yeah. Here, I dragged it out.
Yeah.
Those 5-year rules was paid off somehow.
Okay, well, I have a 6 of spades. All right, so yeah, is that wow?
Is that deck shuffled?
Yeah, I just shuffled it. Okay, so here's the deal: you can act once at +2, or you can draw 2 cards.
I'm going to act once at +2.
Okay, so we'll put that card over you.
That was my card. You just took my card.
They're both the same card.
And what about yourself? What do you want to act once, or do you want to draw 2 cards? Do you want to act twice, or do you want to draw, or do you want to +2 at everything?
I'll do act twice.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to deal you 2 cards. To you. There you go. So go ahead and turn those over, and this card is...
So there's no rule turn card over, but I can drag it out.
Yeah, that's right. That's correct. Yeah, once you drag it out, you actually it should say flip card. You should have the option to flip a card.
Oh, it just comes out the flipped already.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so Michael, you'll act on Queen and 4, and Cam, you'll act whenever you damn well please.
I'm going to act immediately and just be like, gun to the temple, put it down.
Do you have quick draw?
I have quick, which is not quick draw. But
Right.
Will
Okay.
Will gun to the temple give him bonuses to
Intimidate? Yes. Bonuses to intimidate. Absolutely it will. Yeah, so, okay, so fair enough. So I'm going to take your card. You draw your weapon, which is you'll trade your move for drawing your weapon, meaning you'll now be able to intimidate at +2. So go ahead and make your intimidate roll and add 2 to it. And then 2 because you're brandishing a gun. So
all
add
right.
4.
Once more with feeling. All right, so 8.
For the...
This
Okay.
D8 is not helping. Ha! Still beat it.
Okay.
7.
All right. So yeah, so you draw your gun, okay, and you point it at the guy's forehead, getting the drop on him. As you point the gun at his head, his eyes go wide. And he's like, and you can tell just for a moment he's either taking a shit in his pants or he's thinking about it. I'm not really sure which, but then his hand kind of drops away, and he's breathing heavily. At this point, his buddy's like, "Yeah, okay, buddy, yeah, okay, come on, let's go, Nash. Come on, it's not worth it." He looks at you, right, and then. And yeah, so he allows the other guy to drag him out. All right. Okay.
Unsupervised.
Why do you let them go by themselves?
It's one of those things that I forget that they're children and need constant supervision.
All right. So, yeah, you
It says right on my character sheet, curious and overconfident.
So you were outside eating your what kind of wings did you get again?
You said dill pickle, which were my character's favorite.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, you're out there eating. You're eating like the couple of extras that he gives you, and you see two guys sort of in chromer jackets. So like these are bright red with chrome sleeves, etc. And the one guy's, yeah, you totally could have taken him, Nash. No, that's totally cool. No, it's okay. No, you're good. Right? He's like, yeah, I could have killed him. Would have gutted him like a fish. Yeah, like a fucking fish. I tell you, like a gigantic salmon. Right?
I question all of my life choices and start walking inside the top of the
All right. Meanwhile, you guys are inside, and inside.
Does he have to roll to question his life choices?
Is it a spirit check?
That's pretty automatic for Andrew, actually. Question life choices. That's automatic. That's a free move. Okay. Yeah, so you guys arrive at the maintenance closet. The place is now deserted. Okay, there are some cubicles. You can see that they're occupied, but no one's actually in the sort of the gallery where these things are attached to. This is basically 2 stories. Big glass window on the front. The cameras are on loop, and yeah, you guys approach the back. Authorized personnel only maintenance hatch.
All right. This is the maintenance hatch. Whatever we need to go through the door. Is it locked? I think
it isn't. It is in fact locked. Yes.
So, do we know if it's mechanical or if it has any electronic feature to it?
It is a mechanical lock.
Okay. Well, I guess I took the lock picking thing, right? Didn't I? Yes.
Okay.
Excellent.
You also have this lockpick.
Well,
the rest of the thing is substantial.
To be subtle here, no matter what happened to Hadley.
Yeah, we're the subtle crew.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that word means what you think it means.
Give him so he calms down,
Yeah, okay. Okay, you gonna try to pick it?
Yes.
Okay, make your thievery roll, please.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, so you're like, yeah, no, I totally got this. Hey, I totally got this. All right. So fair enough. You open the maintenance closet. Sure enough, inside it's mostly the electronics for the shop, right? Like by maintenance closet, it's not the broom closet. It's all of the functions.
It's like the wiring rack and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So inside, you actually see a data port that you can plug into directly. This will mean that you essentially bypass the network security. You don't have to log on because you are plugged into the hardware. Okay. What you're seeing here is this is a little Sendai system. It is, it's kind of like the equivalent of like an Apple IIc of this world. It's very basic. It does exactly what it's meant to do and nothing else. Okay.
All right, so I'm just gonna plug in and attempt to access the system to access the CCD files so that we can find out. So we can sort of research them and then find out when she was there last and if we see Al or the other scumbag and what days and times they were there, that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. So. First off, the first thing you need to know, as soon as you plug access cables into something, you are now physically connected to a system. You get where I'm going with this?
Sure.
If you're connected wirelessly, there's a buffer. If you're not connected, if you're connected by hardwire, there is no buffer. It's faster, it's easier.
Do I get a bonus to my rolls?
You do get a bonus to your rolls.
Sure.
But you also take, rather than fatigue damage, you take wound damage should you suffer any damage during the hacking.
Well, I'm guessing that this.
That's probably a pretty good guess.
is probably not the
guarded
best
by
line.
artificially created ice.
Hotel security on a Bosch roll would be a pretty bad way for a
They
character to
probably
go.
haven't updated the system
But
for
not the
like
first time.
10 years. They're
All
probably
right.
like 5 years behind in their updates and that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Okay, so
Um,
you have standard access cables. What you'll do is you will plug in and you'll add +1 to your roll.
And not only am I
Still
looking
on Windows 7.
not only am I looking for the CTV footage, but if it's got like any of the sort of financial data that she used to sign up for these things, maybe, so we can maybe track that sort
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
backwards, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. Those are two different data minings. You'll need to gain access to the system first. Go for it.
So I just roll 2d6 for my
Yep.
sprite.
So roll a single d6 for your sprite. Yeah.
Oh, it's not 2d6. Oh,
No.
No,
Well,
just a.
okay.
Does it-
actually,
does-
and I rolled a help on your sprite. Sorry. So because it's technically an NPC, so it is unable to help you with this. Okay. Alexa,
Okay.
do you know anything about the security system here? No, I'm afraid not. I have an update pending. Please wait.
Alexa, suck. All
Would you
right.
like to register me now?
No.
You lose.
Cancel.
Can I
right.
sign you up for the streaming service? Okay, go for it. Hacking.
I want to use my reroll for hacking.
Okay.
I want to use my Benny
For
Okay.
for a
hacking?
reroll.
Oh my god, he's gonna be killed by the machine.
Okay, so that is technically a success.
The best kind of success.
So that's you're going to get +1 from the from your direct connection to it. That means that your device, when you plug in directly, you manage to, since you don't have to bypass security because you're hardwired in, you immediately get a single action. Okay? So, what action do you want to take? You were looking to data mine, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So you go through the directory, you find what you're looking for, and you begin looking at the actual data for the cameras. There's a lot of data here.
Right.
Okay.
So is this another hacking roll?
So your single hacking roll, which takes time, allows you to get into the camera files and begin downloading them. Okay. What that means is in Meatland, which is, you know,
But these guys are like Cook came in and these guys are watching my back, right?
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just going to see what they're watching.
Cook is lecturing. Sorry, Cameron, what's your character's name again?
Nate.
Nate. Nate, are you a child? 3 minutes. I didn't even finish my wings, and you almost have a gunfight with some street punk? Are you kidding me?
Hey! Almost had a gun knife fight.
That doesn't make it better.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw.
We wanted some privacy. He was not amenable.
I can't believe you guys drew 2 jokers for the first 2 initiative cards in my game. Like is
That's-
stunning.
That's bananas.
It's funny, dude,
all
like, the
down.
rolls were so bad up to that point that I was like, oh god!
Okay, I am going to draw an encounter card for while he's in there hacking. Okay, so my encounter card is a nothing. Okay.
A 3 of nothing.
The cleaning system turns on.
the like really old looking Roomba comes out and like really ineffectually pushes the food containers around for a while.
All right. So you guys are treated to a variety of the advertising inside of the cube, or inside of this You Sleep. While you're doing so, there are people who kind of walk by, but it doesn't look like anybody actually tries to access the place while you're there. I'm going to have you make one more hacking roll just to make sure there are no incidents.
Do I get assisted by my dude again?
You will. What happens is you roll help once at the beginning.
Okay.
Alexa's doing an update.
Yeah.
I get it. Can I re-roll that?
Well, with your +1, that's 4, so technically
Okay.
it's a success.
That's fine then.
All right. Okay, yeah. So this thing has almost no security. 4 is the difficulty. You managed to download a lot of files to do with the security cameras, as well as some financial information. What it tells you is, it's like it tells you what bank the money was transferred from, but it doesn't give you like all the crypto information. That's not stored here. That's stored at the bank. Okay. So the handshake, etc., it tells you how she paid, but it doesn't give you the financial details.
Transaction times, that kind of stuff.
Yes. Meaning that you couldn't you couldn't break into a cheap motel, download the financial data, and rob somebody blind. So I'm just establishing that in the game right now.
I mean, otherwise, we'd have a whole new revenue model set up.
Yeah. Wait,
We're no longer privatized.
what do I do for a living? Because I think I've got a different option.
What do I do for a living after this job? Smoke cigars.
All right.
Well, the equivalent of a receipt.
Yeah, so you data mine the information. Sure enough, you find a Victoria. There is no last name, just Victoria. That's what she signed up with, and it does give you transaction information she paid for a week in the coffin shop, which would have ended yesterday, actually. But you also notice from the check-in records that her coffin was still rented up until last night, after which the local U-Sleep representative has removed the contents where they can be collected from Lost and Found at Central U-Sleep.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, so potentially we could go to there and get those if we somehow figure out how to get those from them.
Correct. However, at the same time, you also notice that no maintenance has been done on the system for the past 3 months. So you're not actually 100% certain that anybody did come to collect those possessions.
Okay.
I'll put 5 crypto that somebody out there is wearing a new pair of shoes out of that coffin.
Well, obviously, we know what coffin it was and that kind of stuff. We could check it after I'm done and go and look at that kind of stuff.
So you are done. You've basically pillaged this for all that is within.
Okay. All right. So I come out and I tell them that I got the video footage, and I also tell them which coffin that she was in. So maybe we want to go over there and just double check and see if there's anything left behind or something of notice. Maybe whatever. Yeah.
All right. So the way the coffins work is you present yourself with some sort of biometric. You rent the coffin. It's 15 cryptos a night. You present a biometric, and then the thumb reader at the actual door will actually let you in.
Is her coffin not currently in use then?
211. You see an unoccupied sign on 211.
That was her coffin.
Yes.
Okay. I go up and I rent it.
Okay. Can you select the specific coffin that you want? Yeah, you guys have hacked the shit out of this place, so I'm going to say yeah.
Yeah, we seed the random number generator.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to say absolutely. You can say that the next random coffin to come up will be 211, which is currently unoccupied. Someone will need to give it 15 cryptos, though.
I will give.
No, actually, my character's about to say, are you seriously spending 15 cryptos to open up an empty coffin?
I forgot to hack it earlier, so yeah, I guess I better.
Okay. As long as it's not my wallet. I don't know why it's my wallet.
Yeah, as an aside, Wing will actually give you 2 orders of wings of chicken for 15. So.
Yeah, I mean.
You can get and there's that pickled egg flavor that you're looking to taste.
I mean, I'm working my way through the menu.
So let me back up a moment and just like egg flavored chicken.
Well, egg flavored chicken.
I mean, it's probably this park squirrel.
All right.
I mean, I can't tell the difference.
So the coffin, So the coffin it opens to it cues to your finger. You head up to the coffin and you press your finger. As you do so, you look inside. The place is okay. So first off, it's a coffin. It's around 3 meters deep with some electronics at the far side. There's about half a meter on one side where you can store your stuff, whatever that might be. And apart from that, it's basically sleeping, right?
Well,
Whoever she was, or Victoria, she obviously spent some money buying the upgraded bedding. Okay, so you don't have to sleep without a sheet. So she actually rented the bedding as well. Gotta think that's awesome. And but inside of here is what appears to be her stuff, right? There is a bag which is open. Inside you can see some pastels of clothing sort of pouring out. There's also a pair of boots at the end. So somebody's stuff has been abandoned within this coffin.
so I want to collect your stuff, but I also want either myself or one of other of us, whoever's the best at, I guess, at it, sort of like look under the mattress and look for things that can be moved.
Yep.
And that kind of stuff.
Just like old times.
Okay, notice it up, man.
All right.
So does one of us want to help the other person, I guess?
Yeah.
I'm going to rule that in this particular case, since the space is so small, I'm not sure that this is more than a one-man job.
Yeah, someone looking over your shoulder going, what about that? It's like, yeah, I can see that. It's right there.
You have investigator, do you not?
I do, yes.
Yeah, okay, so that allows you... I'm sorry, what? I need to figure out what investigator does.
1 second. Let me get the... Let me get the Savage Worlds book out.
Yeah.
Great. Now my NAS is like, hold on, spinning up.
Yeah.
+2 to research in certain types of notice rolls.
Yeah, I think these are the notice rolls. Oh, is that what the actual reading is? Is that
Yeah,
the actual...
+2 to research and notice rolls. Means search through desks or important papers, stacks of junk, look for a note, or blah, 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 blah. So, perfect.
I
+2.
believe this falls under stacks of junk.
Yes. All right. So, yes, you search the place top to bottom. First off, you see the first thing you discover, which is not very well hidden. She actually has a monorail pass to California. It was for today. It is unexchanged. Okay. The other thing you notice as well is there is a data tablet, and looking at the data tablet, there appears to be some maybe floor plans or something like that. That's the last thing that's on the screen when you actually open it.
Okay.
Okay. And lastly, you see a set of messages on the data tablet which have been downloaded from a central server but have not yet been delivered. They are unread.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, do you open them?
Of course.
Okay. In opening them, they are almost universally, so say there's 8 of them, 7 of them are from a fellow by the name of Ivan Lunt. And some of them are of a, like the first couple are of a distinctly personal nature. Let's just say that they include photographic evidence. That
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
No, at that point, I will turn the tablet at Nate and be like, look, if I have to see this, so do you.
That's not strictly true.
Okay. Okay. Bob pipes up and says, "Oh, look at that! He's got the Raven Sib 101 penis extension. You know, you too can have that for only."
Bob, we've talked about this.
I like how Bob can recognize the brand off the cuff like that.
Bob, you know the drill. If those ads come up, you forward them to Nate.
Yeah,
Bob, why do you listen to this man?
Arcturus is like, "I have just received 7,000 spam." The fuck? Who now have you pissed off? And who the hell is Bob? Okay.
See, that's why Bob's a good name.
Right. Yeah. So then the next one is, "Hey, I missed you on Saturday. Where are you? You know, what's going on?" The next one, Sunday, is, "Hey, I thought we were supposed to meet. Is everything okay? Where are you? Was it something I said?" On Tuesday, it's, "You fucking bitch. I know what you took and I want it back."
Okay, that one I showed to Nate and Shepaurd, and I'm like, and there we go.
Ah. We found the thing.
Yes. And then on Wednesday, it's, "Listen, I'm coming for you, and if I find you, you better bloody well hope that you're dead when I do."
So, gentlemen, through my keen powers of observation, I believe we need to find this man and apply a baton liberally to his knees, and we'll probably find out what we need to know.
That seems reasonable. And by powers of deduction, you mean reading skills, yes?
I'm sorry, which one of us almost got into, what was the term? A knife gunfight? Well, and then in this case, it took me to buy a pack of wings?
Yeah, almost.
Right.
Also, the salt and vinegar wings have way too much salt and not enough vinegar.
You take that back.
All right. You bastard. All right. I'm going to actually have Andrea create a logo for Wings Wheel Chicken. All right. Okay. So, what do you do? Oh, right. Other than that, you do also see several pamphlets, which you think maybe are places where she played. There's one for mothers, but there's several other clubs as well.
Yeah.
These are real, these are flimsies. So what flimsies are is they are basically a sheet of plastic that's embedded with programming that in augmented reality they come to life. Right?
Gotcha.
And so it's different advertisements for different clubs. She's played all over the bazaar.
Okay. I have one character question before I get back to solving a mystery. Is that ticket expired? And if not, how much is it can be sold for?
It passed yesterday.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Ellis has got bills to pay.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yep. Okay, what do you wish to do?
How much later are we going to play tonight?
I was thinking we would go to 11 your time, if that's okay.
It's a school night for me, so I gotta be done by 10:30ish.
Okay, 10:30 is fine. Yep. Is that cool for you, Michael?
I can handle it.
Okay, so it's our first night as well. A lot of it was sorting out the technology. If you guys want to call it there, that's actually not a bad breaking point.
Yeah, okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll also allow us to sort out some of the kinks for the characters and stuff like that, and if you have any other further information that you need. Okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, great. So thank you very much for joining us. This has been a short one. This is the Crane Dossiers, where 3 new members of the Leverage Agency have taken to the streets looking for their boss, who apparently has embroiled himself in something dangerous. Go figure. Anyhow, it's cyberpunk, it's noir, and it's been a load of fun. This will be on YouTube tomorrow. If you do like it, please subscribe, and we'll talk to you again. Thanks for joining us.